At an age when most teenagers are just landing their first jobs or struggling with school stress, Lamine Yamal is already lifting trophies and doing so with an ease that makes it seem as if he's been a professional for years. How is that even possible? How does the teenager not only survive but shine at one of the biggest clubs in the world? Where does this incredible self-confidence come from? Today, we're going back to the very beginning, to his early days, his formative upbringing, and the moments that made him the incredible star he is today. Because Lamine's story isn't just about talent. This is the story about a young boy who grew up under immense pressure, yet always kept a cool head and somehow made the impossible look easy. Let's turn back the hands of time and find out exactly how a young boy from Mataró became the name that everyone is talking about right now, and why this is just the beginning of his journey. Born in the small coastal town of Mataró, located just outside Barcelona, Lamine Yamal was not simply born into success. He was born into it quietly, unconsciously, and through struggle. His parents separated when he was just 3 years old. His father, a painter, his mother, a waitress. Not exactly the typical background one might imagine for football royalty, but fate had other plans. At the age of 4, Yamal was already wearing football boots. At La Torreta Football Club, he wasn't just better than his teammates. He made scouts from all over Spain pull out their notepads. They couldn't believe it. 7 years old and already playing as if he'd seen the future. And maybe, just maybe, he was the future. When Barcelona's academy came calling, the boy didn't just pack a bag. He brought dreams with him. La Masia wasn't just a training ground. It was a different universe, and Yamal didn't just adapt. Coaches were amazed by his ball control, his vision, the way he could dribble through defenders like a whisperer. He made older kids look like training cones. Every training session became a highlight reel. Every game was a warning shot to the world. The boy from Mataró didn't just arrive. He's already here. If you ever watched Yamal play, look at his shoes. There are 3 small flags stitched on the back. One for Morocco, the ancestral roots of his father. One for Equatorial Guinea, the homeland of his mother. And one for Spain, the land where he grew up. Yamal doesn't just represent himself. He plays for his family, for his father who never made it as a professional, for his mother who held everything together, for all immigrant children who, in a country where they are not always seen, dream of something big. At La Masia, Barcelona's legendary academy, he had to fight, not just for a spot, but for greater recognition for his identity, and game after game, he made sure they couldn't ignore him. Off the pitch, the question arose early, which country would he ultimately choose? Spain wanted him. Morocco called. Equatorial Guinea also knocked, but Yamal didn't rush. He knew it was more than just a jersey. It was a meaningful symbol. He chose Spain but kept the others in his heart. Every flag on his shoes was a significant part of his identity, proudly sewn in. And every goal he scores is celebrated not only in Barcelona, it echoes in Casablanca, in Malabo, in every home where a child dreams with 3 flags and a ball. Even today, he speaks about all 3 cultures with the same love because his roots are indivisible. They are woven into everything he does on the field. They say La Masia has seen it all, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. But when Yamal arrived, the coaches whispered something new. He's different. He didn't just score goals. He played every position, striker, left back, winger, as if football were a video game and he had all the cheats. But the right wing, that was the place where he found his home. At just 15 years old, he was sitting on the bench for Barcelona's first team. While other kids were doing their homework, Yamal was warming up against Atletico Madrid. A week later, he made his debut against Real Betis and history was made. He was the youngest player ever to appear for Barcelona in LaLiga. But it wasn't just the record, it was the incredible way he played, as if immense pressure didn't even exist, as if he had been competing there his whole life. His debut was not a one-off, it was a warning. A slalom run past several defenders here, and then a brilliant no-look pass there. Camp Nou didn't just watch, it absolutely erupted. The fans knew they were witnessing the next chapter in Barca's history. And in a team that was rebuilding its identity, Yamal became the spark. A boy wearing number 27 playing like a number 10. Every touch of the ball was a statement. The future isn't coming. It's already dribbling down the wing. In the 2023/2024 season, the madness began. Yamal became the youngest player of the 21st century to start a La Liga match, then the youngest to provide an assist, and then the youngest to start a Champions League match. Then he said, "Why stop here?" He became the youngest goalscorer in the history of Spain's top league. But even that wasn't enough. He became the youngest player ever to represent Spain, and in the same match, the youngest to score a goal for them. This wasn't just hype. This was history being written live, and the scariest part was he wasn't just playing well. He outplayed grown men with experience, tactics, and strength, and they had no answers. The defenders didn't know whether to tackle or back off. Either way, it was too late. The boy wasn't following records. He broke them, rewrote them, and smiled while doing it. If you are still watching, you already know that this story isn't just about simple statistics. It's about heart, dreams, and pure footballing genius. If you enjoyed this journey through the rise of Lamine Yamal, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a future episode. You really don't want to miss what is coming next. We've seen prodigies before, but Yamal, he operates on his own frequency. So stay tuned, because in the next chapter, it's not just about football, it's about legacy. Let's be honest, after Dembélé left in 2023, most clubs would have immediately gone to the transfer market. Not Barcelona, they didn't even flinch at all. They looked at their squad, saw the talented Yamal and said, "We're good." Imagine that. A 16-year-old replacing a national team player. That's not just pressure, that's absolute war. And Yamal didn't run away. While clubs were sweating over labor laws just to let him play, Yamal proved they were right. Barcelona didn't have to spend millions, they already had the answer, and his name was Lamine Yamal. The bold risk paid off, not with empty hype but with consistent performance. He wasn't just a short-term solution, he became the system. His teammates trusted him deeply, the fans adored him, and his opponents feared him. His presence stretched defensive lines, created space, and made every attack unpredictable. Yamal didn't follow in Dembélé's footsteps. He laced up his own boots, and they already look legendary. Every time he touched the ball, danger was in the air. Barca didn't just believe in him, they built the team around him. You can train technique, you can develop speed, but what Yamal has, you can't teach. His feints make seasoned defenders freeze. His dribbling feels like a Messi reincarnation. That low center of gravity, simply divine. But the real magic, he doesn't panic, he doesn't overthink. He just feels the game. Just look at his goal against Benfica. He cuts inside, curls the ball with his left foot as if he's painting a masterpiece, and all of it without breaking a sweat. You think you've figured him out? Then he surprises you with an outside of the foot shot and reminds you, "I'm just getting started." That natural rhythm, the way he glides across the pitch, it's poetry in motion. Coaches make plans, analysts analyze, but when Yamal has the ball, the game seems to slow down just for him. This isn't training, it's instinct, a kind of intuition that only the rarest artists in football are born with. And Yamal? He's already creating masterpieces. Here comes Hansi Flick, the man who was supposed to bring order, intensity, and a fresh style. But with Yamal, he didn't limit him, he set him free. Under Flick, Barca plays high, suffocates opponents, overloads zones, and that fits Yamal perfectly. He went from being a wonder kid to a problem. He doesn't just cut inside, he presses, wins balls, links up play, floats between the lines. Flick took a raw diamond and polished him. Now defenders don't just fall back, they pray. He is so confident, so technical, and so tactical, it's like watching a 27-year-old genius in a 17-year-old's body. What Flick realized is this: Yamal must not be overcoached. He needs freedom. to roam, to improvise, and to dance across the pitch. And with this freedom, he tears apart and dismantles defensive systems that took years to build. He is not just a winger, he is a game breaker, a tactical disruption on two legs. And Flick is smart enough to simply let the storm roll. And here we are now, Lamine Yamal, once just a young child with big dreams in a small Catalan town, now the official face of Spain's bright future, and the very soul of the next great Barca generation. He didn't just join the team, he kicked the doors down, humiliated seasoned professionals, broke centuries-old records, and did it all with a smile. And the scariest part, he is nowhere near his limit yet. He still gets driven to training by his parents, he still attends his regular school classes, and yet grown men are being dismantled and outclassed by a teenager who hasn't even reached his full physical maturity. Just imagine what will happen when his body catches up with his mind, when experience meets instinct. The boy is just becoming a man, and at an incredible pace. Lamine Yamal is proof that football isn't just about size, age, or strength. True success is about raw talent, hunger, and believing in your own potential when no one else does. He didn't captivate the world's attention with physical strength, but with incredible skill. He didn't wait for his moment to arrive. He reached out and seized it. So, the next time you see a skinny boy on the field, remember, he could be the next Lamine Yamal. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this fascinating journey through the life of the youngest goal scorer in world football, show us by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing the video with your friends. Because if 17 years are already this impressive, the future of football is going to be insane.